So now dear students, let us consider the properties of Z transforms. So before we start the properties here, first I have to assume that the Z transformation of any sequence Un will always be denoted by the term U bar of Z. Then the first property is linearity property. So what is linearity property? Suppose if we have two sequences or discrete valued functions of the kind u suffix n and v suffix n, then the Z transformation of C1 un plus C2 vn is nothing but C1 times of Z transformation of un plus C2 times of Z transformation of vn. Okay, where C1 and C2 are constants. That means if you want to find the Z transformation of any sequence associated with a constant, take the constant outside and then apply the Z transformation for the sequence. That's the meaning of the linearity property. Now let us see the next property. We call it as change of scale property or damping rule or property. Now what is this property here? Observe the statement. See, if you want to find the Z transformation of any sequence un associated with any term of the form k to the power n, that means the transformation of k1 k to the power n un is given by the expression u bar of z divided by k. Now what is the meaning of this RHS? That means observe this expression here. See, first we are going to identify the term un in the given problem. Then find Z transformation of un and we know that which will be denoted as u bar of z. Into that expression replace z by z divided by k, which gives you the Z transformation of any function un damped by the term k to the power n. So this is how we are going to consider the change of scale property for Z transforms. Now let us observe the second one or the second type of change of scale property. Suppose if you want to find the Z transformation of the sequence un damped by the term k to the power minus n, then you are going to write it as u bar of kz. That means what? As usual, identify the sequence un by comparison of the given problem with the LHS of the formula. Find its Z transform, which we are going to denote it as u bar of z. Into the same expression, replace z by z, k into z and simplify, which gives you the Z transformation of the sequence un damped by the term k to the power minus n. Now let us consider the next property. We call it as shifting property. So in the shifting property here, basically we have two kinds of property. One is called as right shifting property and the another is called as left shifting property. So let us see the right shifting property here. So the right shifting property is given by the expression Z transformation of u suffix n minus k is given by the z term z to the power minus k times of u bar of z. Means we will be knowing the Z transformation of a sequence un, which is denoted as u bar of z. But while solving problems, we might be in need of finding Z transformation of un minus k. Here the sequence un is shifted k term or k units towards the right. That's why it is called as right shifting property, which can be written as z to the power minus k times of u bar of z. We call this expression or the property as right shifting property. Now let us consider the left shifting property. So what's the statement of left shifting property here? If you want to find the Z transformation of a sequence un, which is shifted towards left by k times, how are you going to denote it as u suffix n plus k? Here n plus k denotes that the sequence un value is shifted by k times towards its left. That's why we call it as u suffix n plus k is given by z to the power k times of, now observe the sequence here, it is summation of u suffix n z to the power minus n, where n varies from 0 to infinity, minus of the sequence u0 u1 z to the power minus n plus u2 z to the power minus 2 plus etc. Now we are going to find the values of u0 u1 u2 from the problem and then we are going to substitute over here, which gives us the left shifting property. So the same expression, because when I observe the RHS, I have a sequence represented for the second term. Instead of writing the sequence, I can write it in the form of a summation as, observe the second term here. See, I have u0 plus u1 plus u2 plus etc., which can be represented as u suffix r, and the term, first term is z to the power 0, I can assume. Second term coefficient is z to the power minus 1 plus etc., which can be written as z to the power minus r. And the summation is for r varies from 0 to k to the power minus 1. Now this is for the second term. What about the first term? Observe the first term here. When I observe the summation, it is of the kind summation u suffix n z to the power minus n, where n varies from 0 to infinity, is nothing but the definition of a z transformation of the sequence u suffix n, which is denoted as u bar of z. So I can rewrite the first and second term in the form as u bar of z minus summation u suffix r z to the power minus